Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforLove.com and your love life transformation specialist. The other day, I was having a conversation with one of the members of our GPS for Love community, and she was like, Joe, I need a man. And I'm like, no, you don't. She's like, Joe, I need a man. I go, no, you don't. She said, Joe, you don't understand. I need a man. I go, no, you don't. And she's like, why you keep saying this? And I go, because you don't need a man, you want a man. And she's like, well, what's the difference? I said, see, not knowing the difference is one of the reasons why you're struggling in your love life. And she's like, Joe, I just don't get it. I go, okay. So, and for the next couple of minutes, we had a conversation, and I'm going to basically repeat that conversation because if you don't understand that there's a difference between needing a man and wanting a man, it's probably one of the number one reasons why you're struggling in your love life. So let's just talk about it. So when you need a guy, it comes from a place of fear. Like, I have to have this guy. And if I don't have this guy, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be satisfied. I'm not going to be fulfilled. I'm going to die lonely, whatever it may be. And I'm not saying that those feelings and those beliefs are not true for you. But when you act from that space, from that needy, forceful space, it never leads to the relationship you want. Now, I'm not going to get into the quantum physics and energy, but I just want you to understand coming from that fearful energy space just doesn't work. However, if you're in the space of, you know what, I don't need a man. Like, my life is pretty cool. I'm an amazing woman. I've got a lot of social activities. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of great things going on. Yeah, I might not have the love of my life yet, but everything is really cool. Then what happens? You're like, but I would like a man. I want a man. See, there's a difference between need and want. And so when you're in that space energetically, it's like, you know what? I'm not willing to settle for anything that's less than what I deserve, less than what my heart really wants. Because if you're watching this, you've probably been in that space where you were in a relationship and you pursued a guy and you really wanted to be with him and you move real quick and then you stayed in that relationship way too long and then you never got the love that you really wanted. And then you wasted years, months, years of your precious time on a guy who was never able to love you the way you wanted to be loved. And it really works like that. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to identify if you've been operating from the place of needing a man or wanting a man. Because I know some of you go, no, I'm a strong woman. I don't need a man. I get that. But let's really see. Okay, we're going to take some mirror time here. So when you need a man, you tend to jump into relationships really soon, really quickly. Because see, it's that, I got to make them love me. I got to make them want to be with me. You got to show them, right? And so there's that fearful place that if I don't jump into this relationship, he's not going to love me. He's not going to like me. Okay. And again, that's that kind of needy, desperate energy, which tends to attract the wrong kind of guys and tends to make you be attracted to the wrong kinds of guys. Now, on the flip side of that, when you want a man, you take your time, you date, you get to know somebody before jumping into a relationship. And you see, is this the kind of guy I want to be in a relationship with? Is this the kind of guy who can treat me the way I want to be treated and who can love me the way I deserve to be loved? So big difference there. The second way is that when you need a guy, you stay in relationships way too long. It's kind of like, I need this guy. If I lose him, I'm never going to find somebody else. I'm never going to find somebody better. I'm never going to be happy. I'm going to die alone. And so, you know what? I'm going to stay in this. I'm going to try and make it work. I'm trying to make that square peg fit in a round hole. Like, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. And I'm going to do everything I can. And then you get to the point, why am I not experiencing the love and the relationship I really want? Because it comes from that needy, desperate energy, that fearful energy. However, when you want a man, you leave as soon as you realize that this guy will never be able to love you the way you deserve to be loved. You don't look at his potential. You don't look at how he was in the beginning. You see, how is this guy consistently showing up in my life today? And how has he been showing up consistently in my life recently? And has he really been able to consistently love me the way I want to be loved? And when you get to the answer where no, and that light goes off, that's where your gut, and at that point, your gut will be screaming, going, get out, run for the hills, right? That's like, the movie Poltergeist, you remember, get out. Okay. When your gut is telling you that, you simply listen and go, yeah, this may be hard. I'm afraid I may never find somebody else. I'm afraid I may die. But you know what? I can't stay in this relationship because it's never going to be the relationship I really want. And then you leave. And I know 100%. that the universe rewards those who live courageously, in a necessary way. So what I mean by that is that I know if I stay in this relationship, I'll never have the love that I really want. So therefore, I have to summon up the courage it's necessary for me to love. I'm sorry, for me to move on. And when you do that, the universe goes, beautiful. You're in the perfect space. And then the universe sends you the love of your life when appropriate at the right time. Okay. So the second reason is that you stay in, when you come from a place of need, you stay in relationships way too long. Now, the third way is that you settle, is that you're with a guy, you're in a relationship, and you know it's not the guy that you really want. You know you're not getting the love that you really desire and that you know that you deserve, but you continue to stay in that relationship. You continue to try and make it work. You continue to try and convince yourself that you're going to be happy, that things are going to change. It's going to go back to the way it was in the beginning. It's going to get better in the future. All the ways that you rationalize and justify, you keep doing those things, and you continue to stay in a relationship where you're not being loved the way you want to be loved, and you wind up settling. And on the flip side of that, when you want a guy, you don't settle. You realize that you deserve the best, you want the best, and you're not willing to settle for anything less. And when you act from that space, just like in the previous example, that's when the universe goes, okay, you're getting it. You're now in the energetic space where you can attract that great guy and that great love that you desire when the universe deems the time is appropriate. So really hope that you get this, because this is like vital. Because when you come from that I need a man, you're in a fearful energy. You're operating from an energy that is, we'll use some quantum, like a very low vibrational energy level. And so you tend to attract guys and relationships that are at that level. However, when you're at that point where, you know what, I don't need a man, I want a man, now you're at a much higher space. And because you're at a much higher space, you're willing to walk away from the mediocre relationships, from the toilet bowl relationships, from the guys that you know aren't truly giving you all the important things that you need. And because you have that clarity, because you have that courage, and you are committed to that great relationship, you make those choices and decisions that are in alignment with that relationship. And somewhere along the line, poof, it shows up. So I really hope you get this. I really hope it makes sense. Might have to go back and watch this another time for it to sink in. But if you have any questions, make sure you post them in the box below. And if you like this video and you find it helpful, I want you to hit the like button below, share it with your friends and loved ones, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel. This is such an honor and privilege for me to share this time with you again. I'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome day. Much love.